Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be checking out this spotlight from Forto. So if you guys remember in a previous video, I was actually sponsored by Forto to review this one of their earlier models. It has a light on the side, a kickstand. It looks almost identical to this one, but they reached out and asked me to review this one, and I said, you know what? You guys don't have to sponsor this one. I'd be happy to review it. So today we're going to be reviewing and doing the unboxing review and also a comparison against the old guy there. So let's go ahead and start with the unboxing on this guy. You see a lot of the stats clearly posted on the outside. They're very proud of. We open it up, and the first thing we see is a case. The previous one did not come with a case. It comes with a nice reinforced fabric case. And then as we open it up here, we can see we have our flashlight right there. This is noticeably heavier than the older one. Noticeably. These are meant to be like boat spotlights or like outdoor spotlights, but one thing you can definitely see as a difference here is looking at our lens. These two are definitely different. You can see this one has a yellow ring around it. And no side panel lighting. We'll get more into this guy here in a second. Let's see what else comes in the box. We have a bag with what looks like a lanyard. Yeah, it's a wrist strap. So you can string it through down here. There we go. Once you got a loop, you can pull everything else through. Now you have a wrist strap so you don't lose it. It'd be great for like boating or any outdoorsness you're worried about losing that guy. It's strapped right on. And this is a nice nylon fabric, but it's really soft. Almost cotton-like, but it doesn't quite feel... It feels like a synthetic fabric of some sort, but it's really soft. I like that. Also in the box was a charging cable. This guy looks pretty long, too. And if you remember from before, these both had charging on the back. You open this guy up like this, swing it around. Don't just bend it over like that because it's meant to swing around like this. And both of which still have USB-C and USB-A, so you can charge and charge this device as well as charge other devices. But let's see how long this charging cable is. It comes with a nice piece of Velcro to hold it together. Oh yeah, goodness. Oh my gosh. That is a little more than 6 feet, so I'm going to say this is a full 2 meters. 2 meter charging cord. That's awesome. It's a lot better than the little guy they sent with the other one here. This guy, I think, is maybe 4 feet. Alright, moving on. Here is a user guide. Kind of goes over some of our features and all of the cool things that you can do with this. Alright, let's go ahead and keep moving on here. Last thing we find in the box is, wow, that is a chunky little tripod. Look at that. You can kind of unlock it and lock it in whatever position. That means that this guy's got to have a quarter 20 mount. So I could use this for not only for our spotlight. So you can use this for not just like spotlighting one thing in the sky, but I could also use it for all of my cameras. But look at that. That's kind of nice. And the fact that it comes in like a case that's prepared to like hold it and keep it in whatever orientation you need, you can really... Oh, this guy has got all sorts of little features to it. Here we go. And then one last thing I'm going to show you before we actually turn it on is it has a safety. It's probably upside down to you, but if you look right there, it's got a safety switch for your trigger. So if you have this packed away in storage, you don't have to worry about accidentally tripping the trigger and then draining the battery on this guy. You have a safety switch right there, and then now we're ready to light. That is bright. Oh my gosh. So if we shine that on the wall, let's go ahead and turn on our original one. That's nice and bright, right? Real bright. Boom. You can hardly even tell this guy's on. This is 10,000 lumens, whereas our previous one, this one is 2,000 lumens. 2 to 10,000. That's 5 times as much light coming out of this guy. Holy cow. And it even has, if you look on the ring here, it says caution bright. Oh man. Holy cow. It's got three different brightness levels. We even got a red light, flashing red. Ooh. Oh, this is just a soft ring. That's kind of nice. So if you're just like hiking a trail or something like that, you want a floodlight, you have this option where it just lights up the outer ring of it. Jeez Louise. And this is doing the outer ring and the center spotlight. So it is like flooding the area with light. That is crazy how bright that is. So this now has, where this old one, I can just go through these real quick for you. So we have like on, dim, side light, flashing red light, and that's it. If we, I think, hold it down, it'll flash and do on. You can see. But, yeah, this is not nearly as bright. That's so hilarious. This guy. Wow. 7 modes. You pull the trigger to cycle through the brightest without the ring, and then the dimmed center spotlight, and then press and hold the trigger to switch over to your red light, and then you pull the trigger one more time to go to your flashing red, and pull it one more time to go to your adjust the symbol ring, and pull it one more time to go to a dimmed ring only. Pretty simple. Now let's look at the top section, because we mentioned that this I don't know if I mentioned it, but the kickstand is different on this guy. So on the old one, you just have a piece of plastic here. And on the new one, while we do have the addition of our 1/4 screw for mounting it on any tripod, honestly, you don't have to use this one. You can use your own tripod if you want. But you also have this an upgraded kickstand that's made from metal here, but also it rotates. So I'm not sure what use case that would have to have that rotate, aside from the fact that you can also pinch it and it now hinges up, and so you can hang it from something, and that way you can rotate it from whatever it's hanging on. So that's kind of cool. It rotates 360 degrees, but it does lock out here. So I can't turn it any farther that way. So if I want to go I have to go all the way around to get to the other side. Super versatile. Like, that is impressive. It even tells you right there, 10,000 lumens on this boy. Let's go ahead and take it outside and light up the neighborhood, right? I just reached my 5,000 subscriber milestone, and to celebrate, I am hosting a giveaway of all of the really great items I've had to review. So this guy right here, little wireless magnetic charger for your phones, Apple and Android compatible. I also have a Lux bidet. I have a security camera, but this isn't even the best one. I have the Eufy E330 security system that I'll be giving away. It comes with a Homebase 3 and a 1 terabyte hard drive. I also have a bunch of phone cases that I've reviewed as well. I'll be giving away a bunch of those that go to the Galaxy S24 Ultra, so make sure you enter. There will be a link to gleam.io in the description of this video. Click on that, enter the drawing. It does end July 31st of 2024, but thank you so much for 5,000 subscribers, and I'm gonna let you guys get back to the video. All right, you guys, so you can kind of see me. I have the spotlight or the side light off of my other light going on right now on the other side of the camera, and this is the Forto 10,000 lumen light, and well, it puts the other light to complete shape. You can see everything with this guy. Like, just for you, that light post is 150 feet away, but that's not all. Let's go ahead and show you how far this guy can see. So we got that first light post, you can see. Yeah, sure, that's 150 feet away. If we go to the second light post, that is 400 feet away from us right now. And I can make out a third one from there. Yeah, that one is 0.1 miles. And so let's go ahead and compare. This is our 2000 lumen flashlight. It is much more of a spotlight, a very narrow line. You can kind of see it is literally a spotlight in the sky. Hello, neighbors. But then if we bring out our other flashlight here, this guy is super bright. It is a much broader light, not nearly as narrow or as much of a spotlight as you can tell. Side by side, you can definitely tell this is a spotlight. This is more of a floodlight, putting out a lot more light though. If we look here, yes, our new one at 10,000 lumens is super bright here, but our smaller one can spotlight much further out here. If you can see it, I know I can, but the fourth telephone pole way out there, that one is 850 feet away, while this nearest one is 150 feet. We get all the way out to 850 if you can count 1, 2, 3, 4 telephone poles. The fourth one is almost hidden behind that third one, and it looks like it's not quite as tall. That is 850 feet away. Can't quite make it out as well with this one here, but this one is much brighter. So that's something to compare. That spotlight, is that not so cool? And this one also has the spotlight, but not quite as narrow, trying to multitask like that one, like this one does. And that's an example of how dark it is without this light. And then one trigger pull, and we have illuminated this place. If we pull it one more time, we'll go to just the spotlight itself. We can go to our dim spotlight, pull and hold the trigger. We can now see our red light. There we go. So you can have night vision. Red lights are really good for like getting people's attention, being like, hey, I got a vehicle stuck, don't hit me or something like that, like caution. Also really good for if you're working in the dark and you don't want to ruin your night vision, you can turn this light off and it doesn't, your night vision comes back a lot better. And in police cars, you'll see them use a red light like this just because when the red light is on, it doesn't ruin their night vision and they can still see just fine outside of the vehicle at night, so they can see what's going on around them and keep their situational awareness. And if you pull the trigger one more time, we go into a strobe. This is much better for getting people's attention. So if you're pulled over on the side of the road, anything like that, and you're working on your vehicle, you can set this guy up with the kickstand and be able to see, hey, there's a flashing red light, you know, caution, don't hit me kind of thing. Or maybe you're stranded and you need to get people's attention. You can shine this up in the air and this will last for quite a while, just flashing this red strobe rather than being a bright light always shining in the air. There's a little bit of clouds and fog rolling in tonight, and this thing is literally a spotlight in the sky. I can see way up there. That is insane. Let me see if you guys can pick this up. Yeah, you can kind of see it, but like, there is literally a spotlight coming from this guy. Hey y'all, come over here. This is where you want to be. This is the party. If your car battery died, you can just throw this on the back of your car so that somebody can see it as they're approaching to know that there's something going on here. And then if you're just walking around, this is a really good just floodlight for walking down a trail. And just like before, when your battery has a 4 LED indicator, right now it looks like we got about 50% of its light left. Let's go ahead and take this guy back to the studio where I can go ahead and tell you about all of the other cool features that I haven't touched on and give you a final review of this guy right here. Alright, so after taking this out and testing it, it is pretty dang cool and has some really awesome features like this big hookup on top that we talked about, but let's just kind of go over my list that I've kind of created of things that I noticed that are worth mentioning. So first thing is 10,000 lumens. That's a lot brighter than our previous one at 2,000 lumens. Also, I do want to double mention this wrist strap is much nicer, also able to be mounted on the bottom, where the wrist strap that came with my older one, it only mounts on this loop on the top. Even though there's a hole on the bottom, this loop doesn't fit around that little guy there. Next is, I kind of touched on it a second ago, but the upgraded kickstand. So it is metal, and it also is a hook, so you can wrap it around like a branch or around a rope or something like that, and then set this up to just kind of light up an area to be just kind of prepared for you. And then it's completely adjustable in that way, like pretty cool. Next thing I do want to mention is the battery life on this guy. So if you have this on the full brightness, 10,000 lumens, where it's got the ring and the center beam going full blast, you're going to get about like an hour and 20 minutes out of this. if you can turn it down and just turn off the outer ring and just have the spotlight going, it's 3.5 hours. And then if you bring it back again, you're getting 30 hours if you just have the low light going. And then if you switch it to the floodlight, where it's just like the ring on itself, that's 4 hours. And then if you turn your floodlight to low, you'll get 17 hours. So again, 10,000 lumens, you'll get 1.3 hours. This one, you'll get 3.5 hours, where it's just the center spotlight. And then this dim light here which isn't super dim. This is plenty at night, you'll get 30 hours of life. So if you're wanting to really make this last, you got a while that this needs to last, 30 hours of light in this position here. And then next is press and hold, get past our red lights. So this ring alone lit up will give us 4 hours of light. But if we go to our dim ring, we can get 17 hours of light. This is actually a really good one. I actually prefer this ring light when just like out, if I'm like going to be walking, hiking, whatever, and I want to illuminate my path. This is a really perfect option for that. If you really want to spotlight something, flood an area, whether it's like looking for something, someone, hunting, fishing, rescue efforts, side of the road, whatever it might be, that's 10,000 lumens really fills an area. One other upgrade from this guy is the battery. So this guy, my old one, is a 4,400 milliamp hour battery. So we talked about on the back, you got that charger that we can use to charge via USB and USB-C. This one has the exact same setup. However, instead of 4,400 milliamp hours, we get an extra 100 at 4,500 milliamp hours. So that means just a little bit more battery life you can give to other devices, whether it's your cell phone or other small devices. One thing I noticed when we were out testing these out is that while this is significantly brighter when I just turn it on, it's so bright. However, the spotlighting of this, the narrow beam itself, is actually better. However, it doesn't, aside from this side light here, it doesn't have an option for a like flooding light coming from here. So this smaller, narrow light can shoot much further. I was able to spotlight power poles at, I think it was 850 feet away, versus, and that's as far as I could see, like there was trees and other stuff. Like I might have been able to see further if I had a clear shot of like a big open area, things like that. But that is the area I had to work with, where this one, I had trouble where I could, if I squinted just right, I could see the power pole out at 850 feet, but I couldn't quite see it as well as I could with this guy here. So if you're trying to spotlight something small, narrow, direct, this is your tool. Whereas if you want to really fill the light with something, this is the one to go for. This will be like that spotlight you'll see on Halloween, marking your haunted mazes and things like that, getting people's attention. This can be that beam of light in the air, where this one will just flood the area with so much light. So much. So I would dare say this is more versatile in that sense, where this single front lens is more versatile. However, this one does make up with it with this side LED panel to light up an area if you can just set it on a table like this, and now you're illuminating all of that space. I do also like that this has the option of the red light with a white light, so you can set this up sideways, flashing a red light down at a street, and then the white light here is illuminating my work area, where this one has, you either have the red light or you have the white light, and it's only going to point in the one direction of where you point it. You can't have the dual option there. Next is the upgrade and option of a tripod, whether it's this tripod here, or heck, I have a GoPro tripod that I put a little camera adapter on that I can just screw this guy onto it as well. So it'll take any camera style tripod, and you can mount this guy wherever you need, and then put a spotlight. So if you know something's going to be coming from an area, or if you know that like, hey, I want to illuminate this area for the party, you can just get a tripod, whether it's this tripod that it comes with, or you can even get like a full height tripod and put it up higher to shine out and above something, whatever you need. That makes this a lot more versatile, just adding this one little piece to screw things into. That's super cool. Next big feature is this case. While this is everything that came with it. We got a little charger, a wrist strap, and the light. That is everything that came with this guy. This one comes with a full-on carrying case, so you can feel comfortable being like, hey, you know what? We'll throw this in there, we'll throw our charging cable in there, and then we have room for our big old spotlight in here. Close it up, zip it up, and there's even room for the board in there. Space blanket, some other emergency supplies, and this can be your emergency go bag if you need to in your car. Just throw it in your trunk. These guys are super, super durable. Not only are they IPX7 water resistant, so that means you can dunk them in the water, you can drop them, they're super sturdy. That also means you can leave it in your trunk and it can handle the constant vibration of a car down a dirt road. Like, this guy, it's very well built. Like, this isn't even just like some flimsy little case. This is a solid little fabric case. Next is our hook top here. So you can actually use this to hook around like a branch, a rope, a pipe, anything that you need to be able to hang this guy up. And then it has that swiveling top as well. So you can then, once it's hooked, you can point it in whatever direction you need. That is an upgrade from the last one that has only a couple of feet to make it itself a kickstand. Like, it's a huge upgrade. I think that's an awesome upgrade that they came up with. While it does look like some thin metal, it seems to be sturdy enough that honestly, I wouldn't worry about this guy. Still maintaining its super rugged rating that it comes with on its own. Last thing is, while they both have it, is it does have a nice, comfortable grip. I kind of like this like pistol grip style here. It's got rubberized texture here that's very easy to grip, so if your hands are a little bit wet or a little bit muddy, you can still grip this and not lose control of it. It's a secure grip. And also, for the children in the room, we have a safety to protect anyone if you don't want to be blinding somebody, or maybe it's just sitting in your bag and you don't want it turning on without you knowing. So if you got it in your emergency kit here and it's rattling around with a bunch of other stuff, you don't have to worry about that trigger being pulled and draining the battery, so when you need it, it's not dead. I will have links to this down in the description of this video. I am an Amazon affiliate, so using those links do help to support this channel with no additional cost to you. I'll also link to our older, more basic version here. They still sell this one on Amazon, so I'll have a link to the video on that one. But this one right here with the kit, with the case and everything, is ready to go in your own emergency bag. Again, this video is not sponsored. While they did send this to me for free to review, and they have sponsored other videos, this is my honest opinion. The biggest downside is that it doesn't have as narrow of a light option as this older one does. However, it is so much brighter. Personally, I don't see a use case where I need to be seeing out beyond 800 feet. You can see out to 800 feet in the middle of the night without care. So personally, I'm not going to worry too much about that one. If you have questions about this guy or anything else I've kind of mentioned in this video, leave those questions in the comments below. I will try to get to each and every one of those. And we are coming to the last days of July for my 5,000 subscriber giveaway. Make sure you enter that giveaway down in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.